Just Beachy with Deb
and Wendy.
Growing up in the 70s in our Toronto Beach neighborhood was a time unlike any other. Bell-bottom pants, high handlebars and banana seats, water buffalo sandals, crazy adventures, and home with the streetlights. We have lots of stories to share.
So sit back and join Deb and I while we reminisce about the people and times that shaped our lives. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but our podcast is delightful. So if you have no place to go, have a seat and listen to the show.
Very good, Wendy.
Thank you.
I never know what she's going to come up with from week to week.
And neither do I.
And that's a good thing. Well, welcome.
Yes, welcome everyone.
Is my mic loud enough? I'm not hearing.
I hear you.
Oh, it's because I had my earphones turned down. Okay, now I can hear me. All right. I don't want to blast the world by turning it up.
Yeah, so sorry for the delay on that. This week, life gets in the way because
weather.
And weather, because we were going to do a live yesterday. And I was going to bake some cookies and Deb was going to come here. But then the weather got a little iffy. And driving up to, Highway 6 to Guelph, and it's all open roads, could be a little on the treacherous side.
Somebody told me about that at church. We did our online church service and said, oh, you don't want to be driving up Highway 6 today. No. I said, well, I'm not going to be.
No.
But I will soon.
No, yeah. Best that you stayed home. And then we were going to do this yesterday on Sunday, do a podcast, but I know things got busy and life just gets in the way this time of year. So
it is busy. It's very busy. I keep volunteering for doing things that I really don't have time for, but I love doing. So that's on me. But we hope that everybody is enjoying this weather. If you live anywhere north of Aurelia, you're getting a lot of weather.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh.
Dumped with snow. 50 centimeters and counting.
That is nuts.
It is crazy.
And I'm so happy where I live, I have underground parking. So I don't have to get up extra early and go out and scrape snow off my car anymore. And it's a delight. That's
why God made suns. So that's their job. I don't have to worry about that either sometimes, but often no, they go clear it off. I was watching on my reels, the church that I used to belong to up in Lindsay, St. Paul's. This is December 1st. I remember December's when, there was snow so high, there'd be people snowmobiling around, to get to the grocery store, especially around Christmas. Mm-hmm. And they did their tree lighting on the lawn. And they videoed it. There's not a flake of snow. Now, it looked like it was snowing, like Disneyland snow, just sort of blowing around. And everybody looked a bit cold. No snow in Lindsay. That is crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they normally get a pretty good dumping, for sure.
They do. So
just looking out my dining room window, it's white out there. We have snow. We have quite a few centimeters on the ground. Nothing compared to up north, but the roads were definitely dicey yesterday, that's for sure. So driver until I got my snow legs.
Yeah, we don't have any yet. It kind of, I saw 5 flakes, I think, yesterday, but it was windy and it was cold and it was like I'm staying home day.
Yeah,
so
miserable. It's much nicer today, but here
it's a grab bag. December's always a grab bag. I remember last year it snowed a lot, and then we didn't get any for Christmas, and we didn't get any till like the middle of January, maybe even February. But this is, I think they're predicting a colder, more snowy winter, so we'll see.
I think so. Do you remember as a kid, were they galoshes? Those rubber boots with the belts on the side?
Yeah, they were kind of
but they were winter boots, weren't they?
No, they were more for slush. Well, maybe when it got slushy. But they didn't keep your feet warm.
No, but
galoshes.
I remember we put our feet into plastic bags to keep them dry.
I remember that.
And then going to school, maybe
at some point we wore them, but I think we did have winter boots because we had
But I remember those galoshes, and you're right. They didn't keep your feet warm, and then you
No.
would take them off in school, and it would pull off your. Well, if you wore leotards, they would pull down the leotards. You'd have floppy feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Footwear when we were kids was not,
And they were
the
probably
best.
passed down from one of us to the next, right?
Yeah, you probably got mine. Yeah, wear Debbie's boots. No, I couldn't though, because your feet were bigger than mine.
That's true.
Wendy's feet are much larger. I might be older, but she's got the bigger feet.
That's very true.
Yes. Well, we didn't go with empty Kleenex boxes though, so that was good.
No, we were good.
Like Clementine.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I always say in the summertime, bring on the cold. I don't mind the cold, but I'm cold.
I mind the cold. I mind the cold.
It's because it's a damp cold. It's not a dry cold.
It's a damp cold. Yeah. Well, you can layer. When you're cold, you can, like yesterday, I was sitting in the chair and I had my comfy puff over me. It was like at the computer, and I felt a drafter on my shoulder, so I went and got something to do that. So I looked like, little old lady, basically. And it really wasn't all that cold in the house, but I was feeling the dampness.
Well, yeah. And normally I've had the heat on in my apartment more times this year than I have all of last year. And,
wow.
Because I think it's just the dampness of the way the wind's blowing. I face south and east. I'm in a corner unit, and it's just really chilly in here. And last night when I went to go to bed, I couldn't find my Archie, my Chihuahua, until I found the lump in my bed.
He'd already gone.
He had gone, and he was warm because I guess it was a little chilly for him. But he won't wear clothes. You put clothes on him and a nice little sweater, and it's just like he'll have none of it.
Oliver was making noise this morning, and he had his treats, and he'd done his business, and I don't know what you want. Then I realized he might be chilly, and so I put on his little sweater, and he's been happy ever since.
Yeah,
it's not that cold in the house.
Fine. They have enough fur, but Archie, he's very sleek. But no, we thought, let's get a Chihuahua. We'll dress him up. And it's like, nope.
Not that one.
No, he likes to. He doesn't even wear a collar. I'm always afraid he's going to choke himself because he's a weird boy. But yeah, no, but I always have a blanket or something around, and he'll bury himself under it, and then he'll be nice and warm. So.
Well, that's good. As long as he's got some refuge in the cold house.
Or if I'm lying on the couch, then
he's got you.
Yeah, he's got me. I'm his
your furnace
heating pad.
Yeah, I know. My recliner chair, which is so nice, it's in the room here. I rarely get to sit in it because the cats love it, and they're all. I'm trying to preserve it, so I've got the kind of the throw over top of it, and then hello, Louie, and then I've got the another puff kind of on top of it so that it catches all their cat hair. But I've made it way too comfy. So I will every now and then say, I really want to sit in my chair. And the other night I watched the Ghostbuster movie, which was great. And so I convinced Bessie to leave. And 2 seconds later, she was back and she's like, can I be on your chest now? Okay, fine.
I know. It's funny how we see them nice and comfy in our spot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a pet owner, do you actually move them or do you go somewhere else and sit?
I go somewhere else. It's awful. Unless I really want to see my soap. Or, I've been having dinner in my office chair with my TV tray on that side of the room. And all the other cats, the 3 of them are all in the recliner going,
I know the things we do for our animals.
I know. And everybody listening out there, you know what we're talking about. You probably do the same.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I took on a little project.
What project?
I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. Our mom used to have this church, and I'll post pictures on our Facebook page. And it's something I remember always being in our front living room, in a table that she would take the front doors off, and it plays Silent Night, and it was just had beautiful glitter on it, and it was just so serene. And just when I think of home, I get really nostalgic about Christmas time and that. Mm-hmm. And on the top of that table, she had a beautiful silver Christmas tree, tinsel Christmas tree. That was just the prettiest tree. Mm-hmm. And I can still see it like standing outside looking in at it, right? It was just so pretty. It caught all the light and all the light, the bulbs that were on that. But this church, it has seen wear and tear over the years, and it was given back to me, or not given back to me, given to me by by my younger brother, who was given to, I guess he took after our mom had passed away, but he gave it to me a few years ago. And my mom's husband, Clyde, had tried to fix it up a little bit, and he threw some gold dust on it or whatever, but it just wasn't what I remembered it to be.
Yeah.
So I thought, as I pulled out all my Christmas decorations the other day, I thought, I'm going to glam this up again because it
Good for
needs
you.
some care. So I went to Michael's and I bought 2 types of glitter. I bought Gorilla adhesive spray glue.
Brave soul that you are.
And a few more things to add to the church because he had put on some choir singers. I think it was very simple back in the day. It just had glitter, the rainbow glitter that was just so pretty. But Clyde
I think
had
we
added
used
to it.
I think at Christmas we used to stick some of our figures in there. You know, like
Maybe.
I remember maybe putting
Maybe the
Army Men in
manger?
front of it at one.
Oh, I was going for manger people.
No, I think maybe the odd dinosaur. I'm not sure, but I remember that probably our brothers. They were always putting something where it was right in the little church doorstep.
But now that I mentioned manger, I can actually see the manger that Mom had. And I think she tucked it in that stand because there was quite a bit of room. She put in the fake snow with the same kind of glitter on it as what was on the church, and maybe the manger off to the side, and then maybe Army Men off to the other side.
Do you remember that? Like there were. Yeah.
But it's probably quite possible. I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you.
Well, yeah, some people do. So, you know, I might be making it up, but I don't think I am.
So, yeah, I got a little glitter happy, I think. I was being very careful because I used this really pretty iridescent snow glitter first and put it all over the church. And then I went and grabbed my circus glitter.
That's a great name for glitter.
I know, which is a little larger flakes than because the other one, the iridescent, was really fine. And so I was doing a really good job just sprinkling. And I realized now I probably should have poked holes in the top of the instead of peeling back.
Kind of like a cake decoration bottle.
Yeah. I should have got a not Q-tip, but toothpick. Because the back of the church, I was doing it really carefully. Then all of a sudden it just kind of went all over the back.
Glitter bomb.
Yeah, literally a glitter bomb, but it's okay. It's at the back. No one can see it, but I'm hoping
you can probably that will probably shake off once it's dry.
Yeah, I'm sure some of it. Yeah. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to dry, but I'm sitting here now looking at it and I'm really happy. And I'm thinking Mom, Grammy, and Grampy would be really happy with this church.
I think so.
And probably Dad too, because I'm sure he was around for many years of it as well.
Yeah.
And so nostalgia, and this time of year, it gets hard for people, right? I mean, our grandmother loved Christmas, and especially after our dad passed, Grammy and Grampy really helped Mom make our Christmas. And
on Christmas morning, we would all get up at 5:30. Grandma and Grampy would phone and say, "We're coming." And we would have to wait upstairs at the top of the stairs until they got the water boiled
and this
for the
is
coffee.
Even when Dad was alive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. We could not come downstairs until they had their coffee in place. And then they would let us come down. Little did they know that Wendy had already unwrapped most of her presents and knew what they were ahead of time.
Well, I think we were allowed to come down and go into the front room and open our stockings while they got their coffee, but we weren't allowed to go into the den.
Maybe that was it. Well, I just remember
one year ago,
practically needing to pee because I was so excited. I wanted to get downstairs.
Well, we never
wait.
slept.
No.
And for some reason, Mom and Grammy, they cooked the turkey overnight.
They did. And they cooked that sucker for 10 hours anyway.
They did. But I can remember one Christmas, and maybe it was the one after Dad had passed, so maybe 72. Arthur and I, my older brother and I, were sitting on this, looking out the front bedroom window, watching our grandfather unload his car and bringing in all the gifts.
Oh my.
And that's
Yeah.
the year I got the organ keyboard. Remember, with the chords on the side?
I have a tape of us playing.
That's right.
That Christmas morning, yeah.
Yeah, you'd press a chord and you'd play with your right hand the tune. And I had the Mary Poppins book that year. And I played that so much. I loved that. That was a great thing. But yeah, the gifts we got, and I know we've talked about it before, whatever we asked for, no matter what our age, we got. But this time of year, though, I get a little melancholy, shall I say, because we're coming up to the anniversary of our grandmother's passing, which is going to be on Monday, December 9th.
Yeah.
And
she was born on May 9th, and she died on December 9th.
Yeah. And we were not, it was just very sudden and not expected at all. And it really, and that was in 2004 that she passed.
20 years.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
She's so present.
And a lot of the stuff that she and our mom instilled in us for Christmas and how we celebrate, like we still do. And it is, and I'm sure people listening to this, you have that as well. You have the people that have gone and you miss them terribly. And especially this time of year, it's really hard. And, but you have to, keep the joy going. And that's what I do. And like I said earlier, with this church, I'm sure, they're looking down on us and, they make things work.
Yeah. I'm so surprised the musical component still works.
Yeah.
It's that I'm sure that even as old as I am, I'm sure that it's older than me.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
I wonder if I can't remember the story. I don't know when she got it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a gift to her. Like, did it come from when they moved from down east? Like, did they bring it to Toronto? Like, how old is this thing? And there's nothing really to. Well, I guess I could maybe look on the underneath. I'll have to wait till the glue dries, though. I've spent enough time, like I said, taking glitter and Gorilla Glue off my fingertips today. So
you can actually take a picture of it and put it in Google Eye or something, and it comes up with similar things. That's how people do antique shopping now. So, I mean, what do we do before Google and
Well, if it was on Scarborough Road, and I can remember it as a kid, so so it's at least 60 years old.
Well, and she had it at Graham's place when we lived there too, I'm sure.
Well, there you go. Yep, it's
pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'll have to look in the old Christmas pictures.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Detectives. Checking that out. But I mean, there's so many things. I feel so badly for people that are getting older and, their children don't want their Christmas ornaments or the things that have been beloved all these years, and they're downsizing. And, one lady said, well, what happens to all these magical things? I have to let them go, but I don't want to. And, keep them.
Well, I have a set of elves that I bought from Costco. This is when I still lived in Toronto. And you put them like up on top of your bookcases. And one's sleeping on a pillow and the other one has a stocking. And so you hang them down over your bookcases. And all three of my kids hate these things, but Quizmaster Amy loves these things. So I know they'll have a good home. And I still have the original box. And geez, just trying to think when we moved to, okay. So in 92, we moved to Valley Woods. And I probably had them shortly after that from Costco. So I've had them a fair bit of time too.
Because you're getting old too,
Yes, I am. And I know our first apartment when we moved out from living with Bruce's mom, so that would have been 1985. We had our first apartment and I had 3 kids and his mom bought us a tree from Eaton's. That was her first artificial tree.
Right.
And the one back then, you had to sort all the branches and they went into slots.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing, they just didn't open and you fluffed them. You had to count out the branches and put them all
That's
in.
right. A, B, C. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But I have Christmas decorations that we bought from Eaton's that year
Wow.
that I'm still using. I have the angel. I have choirs, these 2 choir singers holding their songbooks. I have a wreath, and it was all in the plaid. It was a big year of coordinating everything.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I cherish those ones so much. Like, I pack those away with care.
Mm-hmm.
And my Christmas tree may have 1 bulb on it. Or 1 ball, I should say. And and this is really funny because every time I've gone down to Niagara-on-the-Lake over the past few years, I'd go to the Christmas store because you have to.
Yes.
And at one time, I bought Christmas balls for all of us from the Christmas store and had our names on them.
Mm-hmm.
The only name we have left now is Bruce. When those things break, man, do they shatter. And so I'm not buying any more. But Bruce, he's not here with me. He's in long-term care in Toronto. But I placed his ball last night on the tree in the middle. So
there you go.
He has the place of honor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just so funny. Like one year, I literally was just holding mine, and it came off the hook and it smashed. And then Kirsty had one. And same thing happened. So it's like, okay, no more because they're not cheap either.
No, they're not. That's where acrylic ornaments come in handy. That's going to be forever, So
now most of my decorations are mice that I have bought over the years, or lambs, or all the little cute things.
Mm-hmm. I like the cute things.
That's what my tree. So once I have it all decorated, I'll post a picture of it and on our Facebook group page. And I just have to get it decorated. Got the lights on. I just don't have anything else on.
Yeah.
Got to be in the mood, right?
Got to be in the mood. Yeah, this is going to be a different kind of Christmas this year because with Jean's passing, and she was the Christmas fiend. I don't have the heart for it this year, but I will be putting Christmas decorations up in the chapel in the back and make it look Christmassy there.
Yeah.
I might have a few couples that want to elope. But
that'd be nice. But yeah, it is weird.
I'm just not there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you've had, whole different sort of circumstance this year, and it's hard. And even like with Bruce in Toronto and, Kirsty and I are here, my youngest daughter and I are here, I have daughters in Toronto, my son's in Cambridge. Like it's, you try to make it the same, but you can't anymore, right?
You can't anymore, no.
They all have their own things that they want to do.
Yeah.
And I've decided this year, because normally what I will do is have a wife savers breakfast on Christmas morning, and those that can make it. And then I've gone off to Toronto later in the day, but by the time you get there, it's just too late. So this year I've decided I'm not doing any of that Christmas Day. I'm just going to go right to Toronto and spend the day with Bruce.
That's great.
And bring him some Christmas treats, and then maybe do the wife savers on Boxing Day. And for those that don't know the Wife Savers breakfast, I will put that also on the Facebook group because I have been making this breakfast since Valleywood. So since 1985, or sorry, 1992. And I learned it from a woman that lived in the complex, and it's been like the staple. And it's not Christmas morning unless you
without
have this
it
dish, right?
Right.
Just the smell of it alone. And,
that's we don't have any traditions like that. We always have a turkey, but this year I don't know. We might actually import. There's a place in Niagara Falls called Betty's, and they do home cooking. Like they're amazing. And one Thanksgiving we got turkey from there for a turkey. So if they're going to do Christmas dinners, we might do that. But I might break down and get a turkey. I don't know.
But maybe this is something we can talk about when we do our Facebook Live on December the 8th.
8th,
is your friend JJ. Who was
we'll talk about JJ now. We'll talk about him.
Yeah. And so we can bring him into the picture next Sunday, and maybe we can invite him to come on. We might.
We're going to talk about you. You want to be there for it?
Yeah. How about it, JJ? What's the time difference there?
It's 2 hours. 2 hours earlier. He's in Calgary.
That could be kind of fun.
It could be kind of fun. We can ask him. Or we can save that to a date closer when,
Because he spent a few Christmases with us, right?
He did. Yeah. We can talk
Yeah.
about the Christmas ball. And I don't think we have time to make one, but maybe we do. I don't know. By Sunday, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to go up to Wendy's on Sunday. And you're going to bake some stuff?
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch.
I'm not sure. Maybe, definitely I'll make a shortbread of some sort.
I'll hand you ingredients or,
We'll make it interesting.
Here, put this in.
I was originally thinking making nuts and bolts, but it's a little early because you have to kind of make those closer to Christmas so they don't get stale.
Right.
But I could pull out Mom's banana bread recipe.
That would be a good idea because I don't have it. So
it's a lot of sugar.
And I keep meaning to find Graham's recipes. Jean put them away somewhere, so I have to make a note.
If you find one of their shortbread recipes, then I can experiment with that and make Mom's banana bread recipe, which doesn't have a lot of ingredients, but a lot of sugar.
That's my task, is to find all the cookbooks, because her mother's cookbook has been asked by one of her sisters to send. Of course, nothing's going anyway right now with the postal strike.
No.
But yeah, so that's my task for the end of the week, is to dig out the cookbooks and find all her files, Jean and her files.
Yes.
If Jean was going to make a chocolate chip cookie, she would research. She'd do her research, and she would have a graph, and she'd have the ingredients for each cookie, and she would go through each recipe and find out what one had and what one didn't have, and what the temperature to bake it at. And she was like, she went at it like a scientific project, and her goal was to find the most perfect chocolate chip cookie on the planet that she could, boil it all down to the best one. And actually, she was very successful. The other thing that she took very seriously around New Year's was our goodnight kisses. They're kind of like homemade Baileys with a twist. And Nicholas and I got very drunk one afternoon tasting because, we need more of this. And so we try more, and we would be tasting. She would be instructing. And we were looped. I still got a bottle of Jameson unopened. Maybe we'll try those this year. That might be kind of fun.
Oh.
But we would make them for everybody. And, I don't know if you ever received.
Well, hey, if you might have try that here, I'll taste, you make, because I'm not driving.
I'm not driving. Yeah, I won't be driving either. Yeah. Okay. Well,
stay over, man.
I'll consider that. Okay. We'll get blasted doing goodnight kisses. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And you get bottles and bottle it up and hand it to people. I don't know what the shelf life is. We never knew, because it would be gone. So.
It didn't last long. Man.
Have it on your cereal. You'd have it in your hot chocolate. It's very nice. So I'll have to find the recipe for that.
If you want to post on Facebook group, is your tree up now? And post pictures of your trees.
Post Christmas shots. Yeah. We want to see. And what's your favorite Christmas ornament and why?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the postal strike is over, which is hopefully sooner than later, we plan just to do a draw for a tote bag, just a random draw. And, but we don't want to do it until we know we can send it out. So
that's right.
Don't want to get anyone's hopes up.
That's right. Anyway,
awesome.
You want to sing us out? Thank you for listening to whatever this was. It was a very different kind of podcast today. Wendy's in the middle of Zoom meetings, and I'm writing Compline services, and we're kind of a little bit punchy, I think.
I think so. 'Tis the season.
'Tis the season to be punchy.
Anyways, have a lovely week, and we will see you live on Sunday with Just Peachy, with Deb and Wendy, and now my dogs are barking.
And my phone's ringing. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Have a good day. Bye.